As we welcome you back here following a little bit of a delay coming back from the rain delay. Had to get back set up, get everything dried over here down the right field line at South County High School. Keep you updated here. The game was suspended with one out here in the top of the fifth. Benzin grounded out to Torres before the game was suspended. Ethan Rothstein, the first South County batter coming out of the rain delay. Jonathan Fisher just struck out looking for the second out here in the bottom of the fifth. It's a 5-2 Big Train lead. We appreciate your patience sticking with us here on the Big Train TV. We are out of the delay now. Again, 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth with Quinn Madden, the center fielder, up at bat for South County, and quickly behind 0-2. Brock Guffey to see the short. Still back out on the mound out of the University of Alabama in his fifth inning of work, able to keep warm through the break and do his best. This thing actually official. The rain so far has completely dried up. Still some ominous clouds. Hope to get a camera back in the near future, but for now, we'll keep you audio only as Guffey sets and delivers the 0-2, grounded up the middle. Torres fields in the shortstop hole, fires over to Matt Thomas, and this game is through 5 innings. We'll see what happens from beyond now. For now, South County one in second at or bottom of the fifth at second base. It's still 5-2 Big Train through 5 innings. Rain delay and all here on Big Train TV. We'll be back with more. Darius Foster hitting for Riley Johnson at the top of the order. And the first Big Train at bats coming out of this one, he takes the first pitch he sees right back up the middle and gloved very nicely from Santino Rosso over to cover in the pitch. One out for the new South County pitcher here out of the rain delay, Braden Perry, as he gets Foster to go down as the pinch hitter. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo coming out of this rain delay with you. Top of the sixth. We went to the break at 5 1/3. The ground out to Keith Torres by Cooper Benzin, the final out before the rain came down hard enough. The umpires halted us. Again, just to recap the bottom of the fifth there for you, Ethan Rothstein hit a single up the right side, advanced to second.
Reaction.
Jonathan Fisher, the third baseman, struck out looking for the second out of the inning. Quinn Madden grounded out, the center fielder for South County, grounded out to Keith Torres at shortstop for the third and final out of the fifth. We believe Brock Guffey is done for the day as he walks towards our broadcast position. And it's quickly 3-0 here on Keith Torres. He of 2 outs, separated by about 20 or 30 minutes in that bottom of the fifth inning. And he works a 4-pitch walk here
Surprise,
from
surprise.
Perry.
Yeah, surprise, surprise right there for Keith Torres, who far and away leads this team in walks. And his on-base percentage is skyrocketing day by day.
So 1 on, nobody out here. Top of the 6th inning for the Big Train. Matt Thomas still in the game. He comes to bat here with a runner on and 1 out. Foster, the sharp line drive back up the middle, gloved by Santino Rosso, the South County shortstop. Interesting delivery out of the stretch from from Perry on the bump for South County now. Almost a slide step, hop step, almost similar to what we see from Zach Locke, who's over to our right in the bullpen. Don't believe he is available out of pen for Sal Colangelo, pitching coach Craig Lopez tonight. Here's the 1-0 to Thomas. He swings and misses, and that one hits the glove with some pop. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The rain subsided after, I believe it was 15 or so minutes.
Didn't time it exactly, but it was fairly short. Had to pack up in a hurry. We apologize. Was coming down, couldn't let our headsets, etc., get wet. But thanks to the generous contributions of the grounds crew, especially Mr. Bob Gauthier here at South County High School, we are back set up, ready to roll with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Big Train leading 5-2. Looking to add some insurance runs as Thomas checks his swing and looks at strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the first baseman, Thomas.
So it's a very nice field here in Lorton, Virginia. It's just really far away.
Farthest trip.
Oh, looks to be Austin Gauthier's number on the wall as well.
And this one is popped up right towards us. Play on it. A little over our heads. That's going to take a 1-hopper into the parking lot. If I didn't have a headset tied to a mixer right now, I would have caught that. I just would like the audience to know that. Again, thank you to all of our listeners and viewers out there. Stayed with us through the break. Special shout out from the family of number 33 in black, the Mighty Righty, and his #1 fan, Alexa, from the Alderman clan up here, representing Mississippi through the week. As Thomas works the count full, 1 out, Torres leads off first. Perry comes set out of the stretch, hop step, Torres will round second on the hit and run. Thomas with a base hit up the middle, Torres over to third, and runners on the corners with 1 out on a very nice execution of the hit and run there for the Big Train.
And the first non-walk of the night for Matt Thomas, he gets aboard and he's 1 for 1.
1 for 1. This time we saw the hit tried to be put on by the Big Train dugout. It backfired a little bit as Hatfield sharply hit one straight up the middle. Gloved by Stallings, the second baseman, fired over to catch Doyle, caught in no man's land for a 4-3 double play. This time it works to perfection. Torres leads off third, Thomas off first. Here for Rocco Pepe, looking to avoid a hit by pitch here as he gets under one, sends it high into the deep night. Rosso back onto the outfield grass from the shortstop position. He collects under it and gloves it for out number 2.
Just trying to avoid a waterlogged scorebook.
Yeah, I definitely got some hefty water spots straight through the middle, bleeding through to the last game in my book, but we keep on no matter what, doing our best to bring you closer than ever to Big Train Baseball here at Big Train TV. And as always, as we just said, appreciate the never-ending support. It's been really special for us to be a part of this and be a part of your journeys here with Big Train as the first pitch to Jack Cohn is outside for a ball on the lefty left fielder.
Yeah, and if you do come to the ballpark and you're watching, just don't hesitate to say hi to us. We'll probably be down on the concourse at some point if you guys come to Povich.
This one chopped sharply to Stallings, the second baseman. He flips on to Thomas, the first baseman, in time for out number 3. Torres and Thomas stranded at third and first, respectively. 1 out, 1 walk, 2 base runners left on. No one comes home. It's still a 5-2 Big Train lead. Bottom of the 6th coming up. courtesy of our baseman tonight, Thomas, 12 in black. You see trotting over to the corner there. Did not give us the souvenir baseball. I guess the streak continues for you, Tyler. A little bit unlucky last few games you've attended.
I got one in Pittsburgh, don't worry.
I was way back then. New pitcher for the Bethesda Big Train after 5 strong innings. Brock Guffey's day is done. 5.0 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts, 1 apiece, looking and swinging. As Braley deals, sharp hit ball straight to Torres, backhander in the shortstop hole, high throw, glove down by Thomas, gets the foot on the bag in time. Fantastic defensive play all around. Hitter Brett Stallings, first half of the
Very nice play there. And nothing more you can say about it.
backhanded stop way back. I arc throw to Matt Thomas at first, snagged it out of the air, got that back foot down on the bag in time. 1 out here for Santino Rosso. Switch hitter now batting from the left side against the righty Jack Braley. And he takes the first one in there for strike 1.
It's been a while since Braley's pitched last. I'll pull it up for you in just a second. But we'll take a look at his last appearance in this game.
How about Matt Thomas defensively at first base? What a night for him. Braley looks in, gets the sign from, I believe it's still Dylan Hatfield behind the dish. This one breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Rosso. He's singled and scored in the first inning. Flew out to right in his second plate appearance after a little bit of bump for Brock Guffey, as we said, with a 2-run home run back in the first inning by the first baseman Peyton Thomas. He was all business from then on. 3 straight 3 up, 3 down innings for the South County offense. Stranded the 1 hit he allowed in the 5th inning coming out of the rain delay, so you have to assume that factored into that a little bit. Came back with a strikeout looking of Jonathan Fisher, the third baseman, and then induced another ground out to Torres to end the South County threat right there.
This is Braley's second appearance of the season. He pitched against the Alexandria Aces back on June 12th, and it's his first appearance since then.
Not a lot of work for Braley out of the bullpen as he fires this one just a little bit low to Rosso. 3 balls, 1 strike on the shortstop out of Hofstra, I believe. Former teammate of Austin Gauthier, who, like Jack Cohn, played here at this very field. Longtime teammates, Cohn and Gauthier, they keep it together here as this one, breaking ball, just misses low. And it's a 5-pitch walk to Santino Rosso.
And both of those guys' numbers are hanging on the outfield fence. South County guys.
Nick Erickson, the tall designated hitter in the 3-hole tonight, taps his bat on the plate, gets the go-ahead from the home plate umpire. Braley looks in from the stretch, fires, rifled towards Conan left field, straight to his glove. Hard hit ball, but a line drive straight to Darius Foster, now in left field. Doyle still in right. I think Cohn has moved over to center field as Foster pinch hit for Riley Johnson to start the top of the 6th for the Big Train. And Nick Erickson is the second out of the inning with a sharp hit line drive to Foster in left. 2 outs, 1 on first for Peyton Thomas. Last time he came to the bat with Rosso leading off first, he hit a 2-run shot over the right center field. Rosso runs down. Hatfield can't get the throw up in time. And Rosso gets a free advancement with no throwdown from Hatfield behind the dish.
Taking advantage of a very long delivery there from Jack Braley. He held it for a little bit, and Rosso was gone from the word go, and he made it to second base.
Apparently was on long enough to get a read on Braley's delivery. Now Braley checks back on Rosso at second, delivers a breaking ball just inside. For ball 2 on Peyton Thomas. 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI home run in the very first inning, as we said. Ground out to Thomas at first. Flipped on to Guffey in coverage in his only other plate appearance. South County bats have been relatively quiet except for this man's tonight. It's 3-0 now on Thomas.
Yeah, Peyton Thomas and Rothstein have the only 2 hits of the game today. Or there should be 3 hits for.
Rosso also has a single.
Yeah, there should be 3 hits up on the board. They forgot to put up 1.
This one's fired in there for the first strike, so 3-1. Still a hitter's count for Thomas, but Braley able to work back, not allowing the 4-pitch walk there.
Doing his best Matt Thomas impression at the dish.
Stocky built first baseman. Waggles that bat slightly, leans in to a breaking ball that ends up low. He takes it for ball 4, and 2 walks for Braley in this inning, with a couple outs in between each. Out walk. 4 batters faced by Braley so far. 2 on, 2 out for Nathan Schmela.
Schmela made the big train pay last time they were here in Lorton. Hit a long home run. Didn't matter because the final score was 15-3, but a very, very long home run over the right field fence.
First pitch from Braley, swung on, fouled back way towards the parking lot. That's going to end up as a free souvenir for the buses over there in waiting.
The buzzes.
Big yellow school bus.
Big yellow taxi.
Wheels go round and round, so I've been told. Wind picking up slightly again, but pretty clear night now in South County as the 0-1 again fouled back more sharply over the press box, straight over home plate. That will take a high hop towards somebody's car. I think that was somebody throwing in the bullpen to our right, not a baseball landing on a car. So 0-2 here on Schmela. 2 outs for Braley, looking to work his way out a little bit of trouble here with 2 on, both via a base on balls. Rosso on second, Thomas on first. Braley set, hands at the mid-chest. He kicks, he fires, breaking ball in there. First strike 3 called. Braley walks 2, but strikes out Schmela, looking to end the 6th inning. Walks back to the dugout, still with a 3-run lead for the Big Train. Top of the 7th coming up next on Big Train TV. Catalyst Hot Dogs, opened in the winter of 2020, is located just beyond the third base grandstand at Povich Field. Specializing in New Jersey-style hot dogs, Catalyst is inspired by the classic New Jersey old beef dogs as well as vegan dogs. Catalyst is available for all of your events needs and can be found on all social media platforms under the handle at Catalyst Hot Dogs. That's CATALYST Hot Dogs. Contact them at info@catalysthotdogs.com. Catalyst Hot Dogs, a proud partner of Big Train TV, 1 all the way as the first pitch from the South County pitcher, Braden Perry, runs inside on the mighty righty. Kemp Alderman leading off here in the top of the 7th. Rain starting to come down again. And Barry Cease, for your information, the bug like covered it in Maryland-style seasoning that didn't taste the bug as much. Did have the kind of texture stuck in my brain for a little bit longer than I would have liked. For those who haven't seen me eat a cicada in celebration of our 200 subscribers here on Big Train TV, go check us out on YouTube. You can find replays of every Big Train game in full, highlights after the fact, plus interviews with a few different players, as well as my cicada adventure. That's Big Train TV on YouTube, where you're watching this very game right now. 1-2 to Alderman. He swings and fouls this one back into the parking lot. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So I have just found out that it is actually Raiden Perry and not Braden with a B. Raiden, no B. And,
oh well. Raiden Perry.
Ben, you've been fired. That
you
is
would
inexcusable.
technically you would be fired because you're the one that told me the name of the pitcher, thereby providing me
said
with false
Raiden.
information.
Did
Here's
I-
the 1-2 to Alderman. High. Count goes even.
See, Ben, now that is false information for you saying false information, but
Say what you wish. 2-2 to Alderman. No outs here in the top of the 7th. A 5-2 Big Train lead. So we're just looking to work our way through this one. Here's the 2-2 high. Count goes full.
good at bat here from Alderman. His family's in attendance tonight. They're come all the way up from Mississippi. Glad to see them here tonight.
Strong support for all of our Big Train players. Gotten to meet a few of the families as they come through the Bethesda area. Alderman looks set to take the 3-2. Into the windup goes Perry. This one's high, inside. And the mighty righty will take his base on balls.
Second walk of the night for Kemp Alderman, just looking more patient at the plate than we've seen him in past games. And
Absolutely.
hoping that bat will catch up in just a little bit, It's a guy that is in desperate need of a nice, 4-hit day or something like that.
It will come. There's no doubt the power soon will come for Kemp Alderman. As Trevor Doyle stepping to the bat now, no outs, runner on first, takes this one inside for ball 1. 4 consecutive balls now delivered by Raiden Perry, as we've been told it is.
I'm sorry, the Big Train bullpen is hilarious right now.
I'm not sure if that's the Big Train bullpen or the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine, they say. I'm not sure what's theirs, but maybe this game could be if they keep up through the last 2.5 innings or so. Is this one in there at the knees on Doyle for strike 1. 1-1.
Trevor Doyle tonight, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, but he walked. Hoping to continue, or to try to pick the bat up here tonight.
Rain's starting to pick up a little bit. Not as hard as not going to be. Doyle looks at a breaking ball off speed and way in the dirt. Glove down by Shmela, the South County catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike. 5-2. 5-2 in the hit column as well. 1 error for the Big Train so far. No idea where it was. Ooh, that's a flash of lightning. Here's the 2-1 from Perry. Swung on, fouled back in the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on the right fielder, Trevor Doyle.
Yeah, Trevor Doyle just fighting off some pitches here and looking to continue to put up a good battle here against Raiden Perry.
Raiden Perry. Not Braden, Raiden.
Of the loss.
Raiden Dirty.
Trying to
See
catch
me
him, Raiden Perry.
rollin'. Here's the 2-2. Inside the count goes full on Doyle.
Trying to catch him, Raiden Perry.
Kind of works with Trevor Doyle, too. Trying to catch him, Trevor Doyle.
Trevor Doyle.
We're no chameleon, that's for sure. Count full on Doyle, the right fielder. No outs. Alderman leads off first. Perry set from the stretch. Here it comes. Swung on, fouled back way over the screen in the press box. We'll do it all again, minus the chameleonaire.
Yeah, I may just
We'll
close the scorebook for the time being, and I'll just fill it in later. Don't
Well,
wanna get
you have a slightly better memory than I. I'm going to do my best.
Well, thing. Just be looking at the scoreboard after the game.
Who knows if the live score ends up working. Doyle set again in the high batting stance for the 3-2. Alderman off. This one blooped towards the second baseman Stallings. He'll flip it over. And it's an unfortunate double play with Alderman off at the movement of the pitcher. He's doubled up by Stallings, the second baseman, and quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Rain slows down a little bit. Second play we've seen like that from the Big Train on the base paths. We've noted their aggressiveness throughout the season so far, but And those situations can come back to hurt you a little bit. Less aggressiveness there, more just off at the crack of the 3-2. As this one is grounded, beautiful glove down the pitcher. He'll flip it over to Thomas, the first baseman. And Christian Martin retired. Hard, scorched ball straight up the middle, but gloved down very well by Perry, the pitcher. On to first for out number 3. Time to stretch after a very weird start to this one. For the Big Train, they lead 5-3 despite everything here in South County. Josh Gross heading to the mound when we come back. Cooper Benson will start things off here in the bottom of the 7th. And Tyler, would you believe it? Baseball blasphemy on our hands. We did not hear "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" during the 7th inning stretch. Therefore, I was not inclined to stretch. Stayed sitting on my stool here.
And now you've torn your hamstring.
And I'm a little upset about it, to be honest. Here's the first pitch from Josh Gross into the game now. After one good inning from Jack Braley, his night will be done. Gross also out of East Carolina, similar to Riley Johnson, who has been removed from this one.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Ben. It's just been a poor night here at Lorton, even though the Big Train are winning.
I'm feeling great. Doing great, Tyler. Never felt better, actually. 2-0 to Benson, the left fielder, from Gross to start off. This one misses low. 3 balls, no strikes.
Can't believe you just blatantly lied to
You're right.
the entire
But you know what?
audience.
I'm going to pretend. Fake it till you make it is what I've been told. So far, doing pretty well, if you ask me. Gross set, hands high. Now drops him, delivers 3-0 straight over the pipe. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Josh Gross is a guy that's been in a couple games so far, and he's pitched pretty well in his couple games, and he'll look to continue his solid line here in this one. Quick move.
And this one, a little bit inside. Good pitch there on the fastball, but it misses a little bit. Ball 4. And so, Benson is aboard for the first time tonight. Line out to Torres, ground out to Torres in his 2 previous trips, and now works the base on balls to start off things against Josh Gross, bringing up Ethan Rothstein, right fielder.
First time Torres didn't rear his head against Cooper Benson.
Rothstein 1 for 2 tonight. Singled, was stranded at second in the 5th after the rain delay. Grounded out to Pepe. Got a great diving stop on that one way back in the 2nd inning. Handful of great defensive plays across the diamond for the big train so far tonight. Runner goes. This ball in the dirt. Hatfield just able to block it down. No chance for him to throw. Benson will take second easily. Stolen base. Long look in from the lanky righty, Josh Gross. He comes set out of the stretch, now kicks, fire, swing, and a miss for the 2nd strike now on Rothstein. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on second, and no outs. Bottom of the 7th, big train just looking to churn things along, keep it chugging through the later innings.
Bullpen making various animal noises.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded towards Pepe. He'll charge. No chance at the runner advancing to third. Flips it over. And it's the second 5-3 to retire Ethan Rothstein. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. We definitely don't need any added sound effects through a soundboard or anything like that. We'll just go to the bullpen whenever we need. They've got everything, apparently. We've seen seagulls. We've seen dogs. We've seen screeching cats. I don't know.
And,
Men of multi-talents down there.
They continue to get them out there like seedless watermelon at a 4th of July party. This is now the rules of engagement.
This one in there from Gross with the heat. 0-1.
Had to get my Rothstein
Third baseman
there.
Jonathan Fisher. Also 0 for 2 coming into tonight, or coming into this at-bat, pardon. Struck out looking in the 5th, just the 2nd strikeout for Brock Guffey. The starter worked a solid 5 innings. He tips this one, gets around on it a little bit, back to the backstop. Collected by Johnson out of the big train dugout.
And Ben, opening the book back
0-2.
up. It's dried off enough to where I can do so.
I'm happy for you. 0-2 on Jonathan Fisher. Grounded out to Thomas in the 2nd inning. Fantastic diving stop by Thomas. Then worked over the bag himself. He creeps in from the infield dirt. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First K of the day for Josh Gross. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Good couple of appearances or outs recorded here by Josh Gross. It's been pretty solid for him.
So, 9-hole hitter Quinn Madden looking to avoid an 0 for 3 start to this evening for him at the plate. Made a couple decent plays out in center field, ranging around the outfield grass for South County tonight. He sees the first pitch from Gross, low, just below the knees for ball 1. 2 outs. 5-2 advantage for the big train. They're looking to strand the potential 3rd run for South County. 90 feet away at third base in the form of Cooper Benson. This one in there at the knees. Strike 1.
Josh Gross looking pretty good out there on the mound right now, if I say so myself.
His stuff certainly looks gross at certain points. A little too easy there. Low-hanging fruit, some might say. He comes set out of the stretch, kicks and fires a 1-1. Good off speed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tantalized you to make that comment there, didn't it?
Absolutely. Couldn't stay away, much like the cicada.
Well, I will be eating a cicada at 300 subscribers if we get there this summer.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Here's the 1-2. Fouled over the left side. Back towards the football field here at South County. Home of the Stallions. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Madden. Again, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Grounded out to Torres to end the 5th.
Not the Italian stallion.
Italian Stallion.
Italian stallion.
Gross set, out of the stretch, 1-2, hands at the chest. Kicks, fires, swing, and a miss in the dirt. First base open, Hatfield works to the inside of the infield, fires over easily to Thomas for the 2-3 put out on the drop 3rd strike. It's another strikeout back-to-back for Josh Gross to end the 7th inning and strand Cooper Benson at 3rd. One runner left aboard, as we said. No hits, no errors for the Big Train. 5-2, top of the 8th. Coming up next, Big Train TV. Catcher Dylan Hatfield will lead off for the Big Train. Potentially 12 outs away from another stop at Victory Station here as Hatfield takes the first one inside for ball 1. Hatfield on the day.
First regular season walk-off Victory Station yesterday.
Yeah, had a first one in the exhibition game.
Darius Foster walk-off fielder choice. I've gotten both walk-offs this season.
Yeah, you have. And yet you always complain you get the poor games, so.
Oh, there's a big flash of lightning.
Be that for what it may. Here's the 1-1 low at the below. Ooh, that was a called strike. At the knees. I thought it was right around the knees. Couldn't tell. I mean, not the best angle here. Got a chain link fence in the way. 1-2 on Hatfield, who again 0 for 2 tonight. Walked and scored in the 4th on the RBI sacrifice ground out from Keith Torres. As Perry delivers. This one grounded towards third. Perry gloves it off the mound. Wide throw off the tip of the glove of Thomas, and Hatfield will reach on, I believe that will be scored as either a throwing error on Perry, perhaps a fielding error on Thomas, the first baseman. The throw wasn't that far offline. A little bit towards the charging batter, Hatfield, but definitely a makeable play for the first baseman. Certainly an error either way.
Yeah, that's got to be an error unless
home field scoring is that bad, but no comment there. So 1 on, nobody out here to start as the batting order turns over for Darius Foster in his second plate appearance of the day. Sharp line out to Rosso on the first pitch he saw coming in for Riley Johnson out of the rain delay. Here's the first pitch now, taken in there, strike 1.
Things moving pretty swimmingly here. I hate to use the word swimmingly after it rained, but they still haven't put up the score for that.
Whoever the scoreboard operator is clearly asleep at the wheel. No hit assessed either. This one runs way inside. Hatfield will take second base.
Oh, they finally gave him an error. I don't know who, but someone got the error.
Somebody. I mean, who did you think that error was on?
I think it belongs to Peyton Thomas because that ball was easily in his glove. He just...
It was like
short-armed.
So it was a little bit to the left. You could kind of get a decent view of it from our camera angle here, but definitely a makeable play. So 1-1 now to Foster, taken for a strike. Second pitch ran inside off the glove of Shmela behind the dish for a ball. Here's the 1-1. Sends this one high over the press box, over towards the entrance gate into the parking lot. 1-2 on Foster. Speedy left fielder batting out of the left-handed batter's box out of San Francisco. Been a steady on-base presence in either the first or second hole of the batting order for the Big Train this season. Sometimes has hit ninth. Foster made a living out of legging out infield singles. Takes this one high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Heading towards the 10 o'clock hour. Would love to. You want to get a score update on the College World Series final, Tyler? See what's going on there. Vanderbilt and Nashville.
Wouldn't you rather have an out-of-town scoreboard look at?
Yeah, let's get an all the way around the out-of-town scoreboard. I think the Nationals won. Not quite sure.
No, I'm not going MLB because.
Okay. Let's see what's going on elsewhere in the
CRCBL scoreboard.
Sure, why not? Let's see what games are still going on. As Foster works the count full, 3-2 here with no outs. Runner on first.
So the T-Bolts are losing to Gaithersburg 8-0, and also they had to complete the game. The Giants won.
This
2-1.
ball high outside, and 2 runners aboard here with nobody out. As Foster, as he does, works the walk.
This game's still listed as delayed due to rain, but that's not correct.
Official scorer, like the scoreboard operator, asleep at the wheel.
And then the Aces lead the Grays 6-4 down in Alexandria. We'll be down there tomorrow night.
Should be a good game.
How do you know that?
It's always a good game when those 2 teams meet. That is my esteemed professional opinion.
What's up, guys?
Chris Rogers, the general manager, walks by us.
Bunt shown by Keith Torres, right back to the pitcher. That'll advance both runners. And the throw on, this time from Perry to Thomas, is perfect. So Torres lays down the perfect sacrifice bunt. 2 runners in scoring position, now just 1 out for Matt Thomas and the heart of this Big Train batting order.
Yeah, you're in the top of the 8th. You know, things are
Looking for some insurance. And they may find some off the bat of Matt Thomas here.
Thomas would love to drive in some runs here.
This one inside for ball 1.
Been a bit of a slide for him, uncharacteristic for him this year after he was named Player of the Week in the CRCBL, but he goes out there.
We'll have to see if that becomes a jinx as the season goes on.
Yeah. Maybe.
One for 1 tonight, 3 walks, and a single.
Yeah.
I mean, that is unheard of.
That's as juice to the line as you can probably have. I mean, you know, who knows?
Here's the 2-0 high, ball 3, well on his way towards a 4th base on balls in this one.
Like a donation to do something good for the Big Train Motor.
Perry into the windup, 3-0 into Thomas. He has the green light. Pitch to hit as well. Fouls this one back on the screen. Still hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike on Thomas. Again, a on-base percentage monsoon for him today.
He is the machine.
Worked it up. Solid few points. Here's the 3-1 again, swinging. Hefty cut at that one, and again, just a little bit under it. Fouled off the tip of the bat, back into the screen. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Hatfield off second.
Will Bednar threw 6 innings of no-hit ball, and he was removed. Vanderbilt broke up the no-hit bid with 1 out in the 8th. I don't see a score anywhere. Oh, 9-0 Mississippi State.
Wow. Would be the first team national championship for the Bulldogs across any sport, I believe. Virginia Tech and Kansas State, I want to say, the only other 2 teams to share that unwanted honor. Here's the 3-2 to Thomas. Inside on the breaking ball, and would you look at that, Tyler? The bases are loaded here with 1 out for Rocco Pepe.
And I've got our first obscure reference of the night. So I'm going to go way back to, I think it's 2012 with the New York Mets, and of course it's the New York Mets. Mike Baxter. I think he drew 5 walks in a game. So Thomas bidding for that here.
Have to check what the CRCBL record for walks drawn in a game.
Yes, 5 walks in a game.
As Thomas is nearing that with 4 tonight. Perfect 1 for 1 with 4 walks drawn.
Yes, we would really like to know what the CRCBL record is for walks in a game.
Doing our best to work whatever sources we can. Standing behind us. Bases loaded here against Perry. He deals the first one, driven into the outfield by Pepe. That's going to get down, be at least 1. Foster will hold at third. Bases stay loaded. Coming home to score is Hatfield. It's 6-2 Big Train.
Everybody moves up a base. A nice RBI single there.
Pepe takes the first pitch he sees straight up the middle with a scorcher and drops that in front of Madden, the center fielder, for another RBI for Rocco Pepe. Second RBI single of this night. Thomas over to second, Foster to third. Bases stay loaded, 1 out, and a mound visit coming from South County. Bases loaded for Will Kennedy. New pitcher out of the pen here to face Stone Cold Jack Cohn. Special shout out to Carolyn O'Malley in Princeton, New Jersey. And the entire family of Jack freaking Cohn here at the dish as he takes ball, or strike one rather. And swings at strike two down there. Good off-speed pitch from Kennedy to start off Cohn here. With 1 out, bases loaded. And the big train looking to add a couple more insurance runs, leading 6-2. Scoreboard wrong for a moment there. Runners wrong as well. Here's the 0-2. Cohn drives this one to right field. That has a chance to get down instead. Settling under it is Ethan Rothstein. And yet another sacrifice fly as this one gets by Schmela behind the dish all the way to the backstop. Good job by Kennedy to back up his catcher there.
You know what, Ben? I have another query. I would love to know the record for sacrifice flies in a game by one player in the CRCBL, because Jack Cohn currently has 3.
3 solo RBI sacrifice flies. And get this, 3 sacrifice flies, 1 to each outfielder.
That is...
Started out with a sack to the center fielder, went to left field next, now right field. And so 3 RBIs, 3 sacrifice flies. That one clips the light tower and heads into the parking lot off the bat of the mighty righty well represented here out of Ole Miss. Kemp Alderman starts off with an 0-1 count here with 2 outs.
And it was about
Runners
this
on
time.
second and third.
It's about this time of night last time that Kemp Alderman lost one. Well, not really, but it was this dark, I guess. But
It was around, I think it might have been the 7th inning. Runners on second and third. He gives this one a ride. Deep center field. See you never. Deleted baseball from Kemp Alderman. A 3-run home run. And Kemp loves South County.
holy
10-2 Big Train.
That was an absolute missile. And welcome back to South County. Kemp Alderman getting off the schneid a little bit here. Rockets won to dead central.
Nuclear warfare engaged as that thing is torched into the tree in deep center field.
Like a lightning bolt.
And Alderman, after taking a great walk in his last 2 at-bats, brings the bat to life on the 0-1 count and puts this thing just about out of reach here in the top of the 8th.
And his family has got to be loving that. Just an incredible shot off the bat of Kemp Alderman, and we'll be seeing that clip circulate on social media later, I'm sure of it.
Kemp Alderman loves South County, as we said. 2 home runs now in his 2 trips as Doyle works himself into a quick 0-2 hole here, fouling that one over the left side. Man, that thing rocketed out of here. Can't say it enough.
And it all comes crashing down on Will Kennedy, who's not going to have any of these on his line except for the home run, but all of that goes against the former pitcher Raiden Perry.
3 RBIs on the 3-run shot. Alderman and Pepe right at the top of the Big Train RBI leaderboard. Plenty of stakes consumed between both of those 2 guys. Thomas and Gauthier both up there as well. As Doyle looks to work out of this 0-2 hole. 10-2 lead now for the Big Train. He sends this one sharply past a diving Santino Rosso. And Doyle is aboard with a well-hit single into left field.
Ben, I don't know if I can call that a dive. That was more of a leap.
Leaping, extending, trying to lay out for that one as much as he could. Whatever it was, Rosso couldn't get a glove on that one. Has made some nice plays up the middle for South County defensively, but couldn't get a glove on that one. Doyle is aboard, and with Christian Martin stepping into the batter's box, Big Train has batted through here in the top of the 8th and added 5 insurance runs off of that. Hatfield scored after reaching on the error to start. Foster walked, came around to score. Sacrifice bunt from Keith Torres got them both in scoring position. Thomas walked. Pepe had the RBI single. Cohn's sacrifice RBI to right. And Kemp Alderman cleared them all with the 3-run shot. Doyle worked his way back on base, and that's where we stand. 2 outs, 1 on. 10-2 here in the top of the 8th.
And that was an Alderman's home run. Was another mammoth shot off the bat of him.
So I think it was in the 5th inning. Was it the first out of the 5th inning? Or no, I think it was the last out of the 4th inning. He hit a scorched line drive straight to Madden in center field, right at the 360 sign in dead center. But the thing just didn't have enough height to avoid Madden's glove. He hit that to almost the same place. Here's the hit and run put on by the Big Train dugout. That's going to get into the gap. Doyle motoring around second. He'll stand at third. And this time, Martin and Doyle executed to perfection. Runners on the corners here. Still 2 outs. And the Big Train just looked to keep on adding.
Good hit and run has been executed several times tonight, and they just keep on keeping on.
It's come into some bad luck at certain points. Doyle caught up in the double play. Alderman caught up in the double play. We've had 2 L4-3 double plays tonight. Again, not sure if I've seen that, but that time works beautifully as scripted by Sal Colangelo in the Big Train dugout. Martin leads off first, Doyle off third, and the Big Train threatening again here in the top of the 8th. Dylan Hatfield, back to the bat for the second time tonight. Schmela throws down at Martin. This one's going to get into the outfield. And no backup there. Coming home to score is Doyle. It's 11-2.
That's going to be an error all the way on the catcher. Just
over to third goes Martin.
a high throw. And this game's starting to snowball really quickly for the South County Braves.
Doyle scores on the second error of the game for South County on the catcher Schmela. That's a called strike in there. 0-2 on Hatfield now. Will Kennedy just trying to work his way out of this one. 1-1, pardon. And this one, broken bat, chopped up the middle. Charging is the second baseman. And Stallings, glove flipping over to Thomas at first. Fantastic defensive play. But beating that one out is Dylan Hatfield. He'll celebrate with a jig as he raced to first. Martin comes home. It's 12-2 Train.
What a game it's been. I mean, Dylan Hatfield reaching 3 times today and getting a nice ribeye steak there on his plate. A well-deserved ribeye steak for Dylan Hatfield. And beat that one out. Nearly a phenomenal glove flip from
Softly,
Santino Rosso.
Almost, I don't know if the bat actually broke, but it was softly hit up the right side of the infield. Kennedy came off the mound, couldn't get an angle on it. Stallings was playing way back here on the outfield grass, had to charge it. The thing was dead in the wet infield, and he was able to glove flip it over to Thomas to at least have a shot at Hatfield. Not the fastest player on the team, but still with enough speed to beat that one out. As Foster swings and misses at one in the dirt, it's 0-2 now on Darius. So Martin in from third to score, 12-2. Big Train, Hatfield to first in his second at-bat of this top of the 8th inning. Big Train have batted all the way around now, with Foster as well up to the dish for the second time in this frame. 7 across so far in this one. Insurance runs in the largest fashion as Foster cracks one the other way. That's going to drop into right field. And over there, it's first and second now for the Big Train. So Foster reaches on a nice single there. First and second now for the Big Train, leading by 10. Audio dropped out there for a moment. That was on us, not you. This one popped high, straight towards us. That's going to curl over the fence. A little bit short, off the top of the dugout into the parking lot. Not as far towards us as I hoped it would be. Still waiting on a baseball here. We're in pretty good territory. No net straight in front of us. We're basically directly in line, halfway, I guess, equal distance back from first base where the camera is. Same view we have, just a little bit closer to the field, not as obscured by fence. 0-2 again here on Keith Torres. He's the third Big Train batter to come up to the plate for the second time in this inning. So far, both Hatfield and Foster are 2 for 2 in terms of reaching the bases. Foster, neither actually registered a at-bat there, as Hatfield reached on an error the first time. Foster reached on a walk. And both have beaten out infield, Hatfield beat out an infield single. Foster put one the other way. First and second, as protecting on 0-2 is Keith Torres.
Been one heck of a game for the Big Train tonight, that's for sure. They keep on keeping on in this one.
Foster's first hit of the night. And this one high for the first ball on Torres, over his head, but into the glove of Schmela. 1-2. It has been a eventful night here in Lorton, as another one way high off the hand of Kennedy wipes down that right throwing hand on his white baseball pants. Maybe a little slippery with that baseball skirting around. Turf not overly wet, but definitely moist from the rain before. He comes set, fires. Torres sends this one. Oh, nearly barehanded by Everett Catlett. Disappointed in himself, but a valiant effort from
Don't worry,
Catlett. That's why he's a pitcher indeed.
Don't worry, we're very disappointed in Everett Catlett too.
And I got mossed. Torres chops this one through the middle. Past the diving Santino Rosso. Scoring from second is Dylan Hatfield. It's 13-2. Over to third goes Foster. And runners on the corners again here as the big train just keep tacking them on.
And is there a mercy rule possible in this game, or is it?
We've advanced past the seventh inning. Big Train with the offensive outburst, just an inning too late to end this one a little bit quicker, 13-2. And it's been a lot of them with 2 outs here, especially the last 5 runs really have scored, all with 2 outs. As this one is in there for a strike on Matt Thomas, who as well has batted through. So another RBI for Keith Torres on the day, his second. Foster over to third. Hatfield in to score for the 3rd time tonight. He's made the most of his trips to the bases, has reached in unconventional ways. Walked and scored in the 4th, reached on an error the first time in the 8th, beat out an infield single, a wacky infield single in the grass in his second 8th inning at bat, and this one works high on Thomas, 2-1.
Things can probably move pretty judiciously from this point forward with an 11-run lead for the Big Train, who just seem to bring the bats when they play the South County Braves.
Looks like the inning is Josh Gross's when this long frame eventually does end. 8 home here in the top of the 8th. And Will Kennedy laboring to get out of this one. I believe first batter he faced was Jack Cohn, right? Gave up the sacrifice RBI, and then the 3-run home run to Kemp Alderman deep into the Northern Virginia night. And that's when things started to unravel here in South County. Two and two to Thomas. Kennedy takes a long look in, now comes set, glove at the face. He kicks, he fires, swung on, and fouled back off the middle of the barrel. 2 and 2, it stays. First, the scorebook was messy, just because the color coding from the other nights, red and green, have started to seep through due to some rain damage and Christmas-like fashion here to the right. Now it's just messy as the Big Train have batted through. 2 and 2. Thomas laces this one up the middle. That's another RBI for Matt Thomas. Torres over to second. Foster scores from third. First and second, it's 14-2.
Things keep just moving.
I mean, I don't know if this is the appropriate time and place to say this, Tyler, but for the Big Train offense, when it rains, it pours. And it's coming down steady here in Lorton right now.
It really has been. This inning is crazy.
So after 4 walks, with a single sprinkled in, as this one's given a charge to center field. Going back is Madden. He looks up, that bounces off the wall. 2-hopper to the stop. Pulling it out is a 2-run double for Rocco Pepe. And the hits just keep on coming. A parade of batters to the plate here in the top of the 8th. 2 more across. It's 16-2.
And Will Kennedy is just having a very rough night on the mound.
And he's just got to wear this one at this point. Does not look like there's any activity out there in the South County bullpen as we send A hefty official congratulations to the Mississippi State Bulldogs on clinching the 2020-21 College World Series, along with Tanner Allen, a Big Train alumni from 2017. The Bulldogs are national champions. And again, another congratulations to 2017 Big Train alumni Tanner Allen, who is a national champion with Mississippi State. Championship performance here from the Big Train in this one. They lead 16-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Jack Cohn has also now batted for the second time here in the 8th as he comes up. Works a 2-1 count to start from Will Kennedy. Officially running out of room in the scorebook. Worked all the way back through the 7th inning open spaces. Now I'm going to have to start going through the 6th. Maybe back to the 5th as Cone gives one a ride foul over the press box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second after the 2 RBI double from Pepe. He's having himself a pretty good night as well. 4 RBIs for him now. As Cone laces this one foul, just past the outstretched foot of hitting coach Sam Bender. No Kareem Benzema quality first touch on that one from first base coach Sam Bender. Wouldn't really expect it. Not on a ball hit that hard off the bat of Jack Cone. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kennedy back to the set, out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air down the left side. Fisher, the third baseman, racing over, out of play behind the third base bleachers. We'll do it again. This inning itself has taken close to half an hour. The game was moving pretty studiously before this. Hope it gets back to that through the last 10 outs of this one here. Kennedy delivers the 2-2 to Cone. Tapped up the third base line. And that's going to stay fair, I believe.
That's fair ball. It's base hit.
I haven't seen a signal from any umpire.
The
Cone seems to have reached first safely. And yet again, runners on the corners here on the dribbler for Jack Cone, and he reaches via a base hit for the first time tonight.
Oh, this is crazy.
Eventful night for Jack Cone.
This game is crazy, Ben.
This game is long is what it is.
I hope I can get back on the Metro tonight.
You have to just drop you at home.
I have to get my car, Ben.
Yeah, same thing. Here's the first pitch to Alderman, who has a chance for another. Deep to center field, twice in the 8th inning. Kemp Alderman clears the bases with a 3-run shot. Do you believe it?
This is unbelievable. No, I do not believe that, Ben. Kemp Alderman loves hitting down in Lorton and gives his family something to see here. An absolute missile. Another one of a home run to dead center again.
First pitch he sees in his second at bat against Will Kennedy goes to the same place he hit the first one. 6 RBIs on 2 3-run homers for Kemp Alderman in the 8th inning alone. And this one is officially out of hand. It's 19-2, and the merciful hook finally coming for Will Kennedy.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time to go to break here and maybe send it to a word from our sponsors, because Big Train is rolling into Victory Station tonight, 19-2 lead.
We'll do just that. Here's a word from our good friends at the Dandy Walker Association. 19-2 Big Train. Pitching change for South County when we come back on Big Train TV.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Working on a number here for the new pitcher for South County, as Will Kennedy forced to wear one there in the top of the eighth. 14 runs across in this inning alone. It's 19-2 Big Train, again punctuated by another loud 3-run shot for Kemp Alderman.
That would be awesome, Ben. We were getting word that Everett Catlett might take an at-bat in this game.
Catlett going to have to quickly change into his baseball pants as Doyle trying to give one a fun ride as well. Drops that one high into the bullpen down the left field line. I mean, this ballpark has gone quiet. The Big Train family side is still bustling. There's a few faces hanging out in the first base bleacher side. The third base bleacher side, there's maybe, count them up, 8 people left. Catlett, quick change into the baseball pants, and all 6-7 of him races down towards the dugout with hopes of a turn at the plate. See what he can do with a stick of lumber. Seeing his ability on the mound. 2-2 to Doyle here. This Big Train with a chance to bat all the way around here in the eighth for the second time. I'm just still in disbelief of what we've seen from Kemp Alderman. Kyle Schwarber-esque in this eighth inning. High, ball 3. I deserve that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben, but I'd go with Barry Bonds in that situation.
What's the difference?
Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer, and Kyle Schwarber's going to be out of the league in 4 years.
Did Barry Bonds ever hit 15 or whatever
Yes!
home runs in a month?
That's what they're saying.
Ball outside. It's ball 4 to Trevor Doyle from our new pitcher. Again, still no name on him. Believe it's some sort of position player. As we have a pinch hitter coming into the game.
Yes!
Batting barehanded with no gloves. It's the 6'7" righty or lefty, Everett Catlett. Takes a hefty cut as he taps the plate, waggles that bat high above his, right, and takes that one at the knees, strike 1.
This is phenomenal.
And you can hear the support he's getting from the peanut gallery to our right. 0-1 on Catlett. Doyle leads off first, and this one in there, strike 2.
I think that's still Will Kennedy on the mound. It's number 15. So unless they have another 15 in the bullpen.
Here's the 0-2 to Catlett. Swung on and missed. In the dirt, a valiant effort at the plate. But mercifully, the 14-run 8th inning is over. I'm not even going to try to count up the hits. It's somewhere in the nether regions of 10. They leave one runner aboard. 19-2, Big Train. Bottom of the 8th coming up next. Big Train. 45 minutes later, bottom of the 8th, coming up here on Big Train TV. Defensive substitution, McGuire Tuffy in for Brett Stallings at second base, and in the leadoff hitter. Quick question, Everett, as you walk back to the bullpen. Why are you taking there on the first 2 pitches? What are you seeing? Balls. Generous strike zone, down 15, you think? 17? Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Tuffy swings and misses, or swings and fouls it back into the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the defensive substitutions. Our apologies. He made a couple nice plays in the second base hole when he could.
When they weren't sailing over the center field fence.
Yeah, and now swings and misses at strike 3. Beautiful pitch in there from Gross, just in cruise control here with a 17-run advantage. About as much run support as you could ever need as a pitcher. Santino Rosso, maybe a defensive substitute or a pinch hitter. I think it's number 2 in now. Our roster was lost to the rain, so if you're out there and you know who number 2 on South County is,
I got you.
drop it in the comments. Either way, it's 0-2 very quickly from the arm of Gross.
It looks to be that number 2 is the one and only Warren Holzheimer.
Have not heard his name in our few matchups with South County so far this season. So, nice first trip to the plate against the Big Train. Gross into the windup for the 0-2. Breaking ball, a little bit low. Hatfield ready to throw down. Instead, it's ball 1 on, what did you say the name was again?
Warren Holzheimer.
Warren Holzheimer. Here's the 1-2 from Gross, and fouled back in the screen. Count stays, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
What a single game performance for Kent Baldwin there. If you want to break out of a slump, how about 2 home runs in back-to-back plate appearances in the same inning? That's just incredible.
Nearly Fernando Tatis Sr. quality as Holzberger swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. Hatfield will have to throw down. Picked by Thomas, but his foot came off the base. So Holzberger will reach on the drop third strike. Am I saying that right?
Holzheimer.
Warren Holzheimer.
Holzemer.
Thank you. So 1 out, 1 on against Gross here, bottom of the 8th. That does look like Nick Erickson, the designated hitter, hitting for himself. And he swings at the first pitch,
So
sharply hitting.
We might
foul
see
down
another
the
pitcher get up to bat
left
next
field
inning.
line. We'll see. Most of them in gym shorts here in the bullpen. We'll see who's trying to quickly get some baseball pants on, get up to the plate. Catlett getting some well-meaning criticism from fellow bullpen mate Cooper Rons over taking the first 2
He goes,
pitches
what
in
is he
his
doing taking strikes?
3-pitch at bat. As you heard, we tried to question him as he came back to the bullpen. He said they were balls by his eye. Not much as a ball when a pitcher is batting with 2 outs in a 14-run frame. 19-2 Big Train. This one popped foul over the screen. 0-2 on Erickson. Still some lightning in the area, but life goes on. Life certainly going on for Big Train. 19-2 lead. 1 out, runner on first. 0-2, swung on and missed. 3rd strikeout of the inning. 2nd
Hey,
out.
Ben.
All right, so here, does he strike out the side?
Well, no, yes, but he has a chance at history here. I was more focused on that.
What, 4 strikeouts in an inning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something not
We'll
done
see.
often.
So again, Holzheimer?
Holzheimer.
Holzheimer. I was
H.
close.
Just write it down.
I'm busy trying to keep up with the game. First strike pumped in on, I think that's Peyton Thomas hitting for himself like Erickson.
Playing home run derby here is Kent Balderman in Lorton. Power plant.
This one given a drive to right center field. Cone in center field working over. Doyle working in from left. 3 strikeouts and 1 flyout for Josh Gross. A pretty seamless bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the 9th coming up. We'll see who hits for the big train. Gross's night appears to be done.
It looks like this game is over as well.
And this game indeed is over. Called after 8 innings and a slightly shortened stop as the train rolls on. 19-2 after 8 innings mercifully comes to an end. A big night thanks to a big 8th inning for the big train offense. Tyler, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, like I said a few seconds ago, power plant for the big train tonight, but only in 2 spots. Kemp Alderman, 2 home runs in the same inning, shows why he is the mighty righty. But the big train roll over and mercy rule the South County Braves for the 3rd time this season, I believe it is. 3rd or 4th time this season, and they are just hot right now. 17-3. They've won 17 of their first 20. It's an incredible start to the season as we get to the later portion of it.
As you said, 17-3. And make that a few in a row as well, bouncing back after their 3rd loss of the season a few days ago to Silver Spring Tacoma. One more time, the final score here from Lorton, Virginia, South County High School. The Bethesda Big Train 19, South County Braves 2 on Big Train TV.